Look, this the Black Holocaust. I knew it was prophecy. 1,000 times worse than the Jewish atrocities. Uneven playing field, there'll never be a fair score. Cause in 1619, that's when they declared war. We the 12 tribes, the ones that the promise reaching.
ILLONOIS. ILLONOIS. You said your sister's got any questions?
All praises.
All praises to the Most High, man. So, how your sisters doing today? Oh, Issacharite. All right. So, we're here teaching that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. And we can prove that in the Bible, right? Because there's certain things that he's saying that God's chosen people are going to be going through in these last days. Watch this. Go to Revelation 2:9.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
Y'all believe in God? No? You believe in Jesus? Well, these are the words of Jesus right here, right? Read.
But thou art rich. Come. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. But thou art rich.
He knows your works, tribulation, and poverty. He's saying that we're going to be in tribulation and poverty, but he's saying that we're going to be rich. That's kind of like oxymoronic, right? We're going to be poor and rich, right? We're poor in this kingdom. We're poor in this world that we're in today, right? But he's saying that we're going to be rich because all God's promises are for the children of Israel, right? Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
He's not only comforting us, he's also warning us about a certain group of people that are calling themselves Jews but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Synagogue means chief house. So they're saying that it's going to be a group of people perpetrating a fraud, but are really pretty much the church, or pretty much the group of Satanists, man. Right? That's what they are. They're pretty much the household of Satan, right? That's it. Now give me, go back. So you guys are, y'all Mexican, right? So did you know that the children of Israel, so-called Mexicans today, they say, go back to a certain tribe of the Israelites in the ancient time? You ever heard of the Israelites? You ever heard of the story of Moses? Yeah. So you know what happened with Moses, right? He went to go free the children of Israel out of Egypt from slavery, right? Took them to a certain mountain and presented them these laws, right? Now go back to Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So when he told Moses, he said, when he got to Mount Sinai, he's like, if you guys keep these laws, I'm going to put you above all these nations on the whole earth. Now go to verse 15.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
But if you don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, all these punishments are going to come upon you, right? Now go to verse 31.
31 or 32? All right. Verse 31, thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Saying that your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
You know what's happening at the border right now? Isn't that happening right now? Aren't our children being ripped from mothers and fathers and given it to one other families?
That's right.
There was a certain case of a Salvadorian lady, very sad situation, right? They took the baby, it's like 3 months old, sent her back, kept the baby, and gave the baby to a white household. So this lady tried to go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court found it justifiable, and the white families is raising that baby today. But this was prophesied that was going to happen to our people, right? Read that again.
Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
He said that we won't be able to do nothing about it, right? So these babies are given to another families right now, given to white European families, and then the mothers and fathers are crying their eyes out, and they're not able to do nothing about it because they have no might in their hand. Why? Because we broke God's laws. Now go to verse 52.
Verse 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest, throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
So didn't the Spaniards do that? Didn't we have beautiful cities over here when the Spaniards came? We had Teotihuacan, right? We had Tenochtitlan. We had all these beautiful walled cities. But when the Spaniard came over here, he put a siege on our people and pretty much broke down almost all those walls, man.
That's right.
Just prophecy, exactly how it was prophesied thousands of years ago, given to Moses. So this is how we know who our children of God are today, right? So what we must do to come back out of this situation, because we're in a fucked up predicament right now.
That's right.
Right? Give me verse. Give me 54.
Verse 54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
That's why we got situated. That's why we got this problem in our neighborhoods today. We got violent problems within ourselves. Brown on brown violence, black on black violence, brown on black violence. This is saying that we're going to have an evil eye towards our brothers. Prophesied in the Bible, read.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And toward the wife of his bosom. That's where we have issues today with domestic violence in our households today, read.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
That's right.
And that's why we have single parent households today, right? This is all curses. These are all punishments that was going to be bestowed upon our people for not following God's laws. But this Christian church teach our people not to follow God's laws because they say Christ kept the laws for you, right? If you believe in Christ, you got to believe in his words. Give me Matthew 5:17.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
See, for the last 400 years, we had this one institution called the Christian Church, teaching our people, and that was forced upon us by the tip of the sword. When the Spaniard came over here, he came over here with the sword in one hand and the Bible in the other hand, and teaching us false lies out of this Bible.
That's right.
That's why we would get this, right? That's why we get this image. We're taught Jesus Christ was a white man, right? We're taught this, that Jesus Christ was a white man. This man actually existed. That's him right there. His name was Caesar Borgia.
Right.
Right? He was the son of Pope Alexander VI, right? Pope Alexander VI, his name was Rodrigo Borgia. Caesar Borgia was his son. He killed his brother-in-law to sleep with his own sister. But we're taught that that's Jesus Christ, right? These are all weapons that the European and the Spaniard came over here with in their hand to teach our people, right? Saying that this is your God. This is a religion that you're going to follow, right? But God says that you don't have to follow none of that. All he wants you to do is keep his law, statutes, and commandments. Give me what you got.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So they done that before, right? Even in the time under the back in like 300 BC, they used to do that also, man. 200 BC, they used to paint their images and teach our people that that's who our ancestors were, or that's who our God was, right? So this is how we get out the situation. Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. You give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord, and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
So these laws was commanded to us for our people for our own good, man. Right? Give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
So that's the whole duty of us, right? We have to fear God, right, and keep his commandments. What are some of his commandments? Not eating pork. That's one of the simplest commandments, right? Have fringes upon us. Give me Numbers 15:38. See, our ancestors had these things. That's why our ancestors always had that, right, on our clothing. Read.
Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring.
So this is a commandment. So your sisters got any questions? If not, we got information right there. We got YouTube channels. We got all these videos on YouTube available at your disposal whenever, all right? So whenever, if there's any questions, there's phone numbers right there. There's there's YouTube channels, and you guys can look us up. We're out here every weekend, all right? We're out here for you sisters, right? All right.